I know you're wearing multiple hats. You're Jaden's manager, you're his, side coach, you're your travel agent, and you're also dad. So, in terms of raising an elite athlete, how do you balance that? So, raising this elite player while also being a dad, how is that managed for you?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, I think the first part of it is, there's no uh, book on how to be a dad, let alone now be a dad and trying to raise an athlete. But I think a lot of it has to do with I definitely read some books and watched different things and listened to different podcasts and whatnot of just the different things and then just kind of learning along the way. But
Yeah,
um, ultimately, it's one of those things where everyone experiences something different. Obviously, you hope you can have that kind of balance where your job is flexible enough to kind of be able to do things in the afternoons or on weekends or travel for tournaments and whatnot. But it is not easy, and I wish there was a single way to kind of approach it, but there really isn't because there's just so many variables. So I think the best thing that anyone can do is really just try to stay as in touch as you can and understand which hat are you wearing when you're kind
yeah,
of doing the things you're doing, and try not to allow it to affect the relationship because it can be a challenge. I mean, I'll be the first to admit that it definitely has been a challenge, especially when you're on the course and you're in a tournament and you're really supposed to be a caddy,
yeah,
but now you're trying to coach them and then you're trying to critique them and you're trying to your intentions mean to be good, but again, we have to kind of think of the mindset of the child as well. And I think that's the biggest piece, also is, how old are they? Where are they, kind of in their process with golf? And again, it's just it's a balancing act. It really is.
yeah. It was interesting because all these junior athletes were quitting their main sport: football, baseball, golf, the things that parents were more familiar with. And the reason why kids were quitting their sport was because of the car ride home. The car ride home was the number one reason why kids just were burnt out and fed up with playing their sport. And their parents were asking, "Why did you do this? Like, let's talk about it." And they, all good intentions. Parents really want their child to have the best experiences, provide the best platform so that they can have the best opportunities to excel in whatever they're doing. But often the impact of that intention is really detrimental. And like you said, you got to really understand the child and get to know where they're at, what age, what developmentally, what they can take and what they can't. And primarily remembering that our role as a parent is first and foremost dad or mom before we're a coach, before we're a manager or a caddy. And I think kids really need to feel that. And I see you and Jaden, that relationship you guys have. And I like, it appears that you're managing it really well, but I know it came from some struggles, kind of, you going through your own work and your inner work and managing your own. So um, like, what, if you can go back and talk to your younger self, like, what advice would you give in terms of parenting a junior athlete like Jaden?
That is such a great question. And I will tell you that it definitely has been a process, a journey, a learning experience. And I think again, as a child growing up for Jaden as an athlete, they don't know any better, right? They're just kind of playing a game, and we kind of, or I should say, I shouldn't say we, I got kind of caught up in kind of the, all of the different things that were happening, and the social media aspect of everything. And then the pressures of, okay, how are we performing? What are we doing? And, it just came to a point, and I will tell you that having a great support system, obviously it starts with your family, but, even my golf friends and golf dads that have been around, we all are kind of there for each other. But at some point you kind of have to say, if I want this relationship to continue to grow and for him to continue to enjoy this game and for me to learn, I have to set an example but I don't really know. So like I said, there's no playbook for, being a dad or how to do all this.
Mhm.
So, I obviously, again, I reached out and, I got therapy, and it really helped guided me a lot better, because it helped me understand how to respond to things. Like a perfect example of, the car ride home. Like even for
Yeah.
me as a tennis player, I mean, I knew I didn't like that, but I didn't know what else there was, because that's what I experienced. So it's like, how do we change the behaviors of what we were raised as a kid to do something better for them? And again, it's all a learning experience. So to go back to my younger self, it would just be like, it's going to be okay.
Mhm.
It's a very long road and journey,
Mhm.
and it's not about, literally, it's taking everything that's happening, good or bad, and learning from those experiences, because later on in life is where they're going to apply. And
Mhm.
so don't make it so much about the moment,
Mhm.
but more about how that can help develop or grow the player or yourself. I
Mhm.
think that's really what I would have liked to have told myself. So I would have liked to said, hey, it's okay. It's going to be all right. You know, long road, build off of those experiences, take the notes on that, and learn how to grow and develop from it.